This is our presentation on plastic pollution in our oceans by Trevor Chiara, Peter Callahan, and Tyler Lodman. Our topic is plastic pollution, and the problem relating to our topic is the plastic pollution along the California coast is negatively affecting the environment, the health of the creatures that live there, and the tourists that regularly attend the beaches. The reason that our problem is important is because plastic is a major issue worldwide, and if we do not act soon, the earth will soon be engulfed in waste pollution. According to Marcus Ericsson and others, a group of researchers from Five Gyres Institute, at least 5.25 trillion plastic particles weighing 268,000 tons are currently floating at sea, and 1.99 trillion plastic particles in the North Pacific Ocean. To put this into perspective, 268,000 tons is the weight of 1,345 blue whales combined. Not only that, but according to John H. Tibbetts, with Environmental Health Perspectives, by one estimate, the volume of plastic debris going into the ocean every year could more than double by 2025, assuming current trends in coastal development and plastic use. As you can see from this graph, China alone produces almost 3 times as much plastic as the second closest country, which is Indonesia. Even though these countries are far from the California coast, the plastic still travels across the world and pollutes every part of the ocean, no matter where it is. Some countries have begun identifying ways to improve management of plastic waste, creating solutions that make sense both for business and for the sea. This quote shows the relevance and seriousness of the problem because if we do not solve it soon, or at least act, it will engulf our earth. While all of these statements may seem ridiculous, and the numbers just too big to comprehend, there are many solutions that have been proposed to combat the plastic pollution crisis. Now here's Peter to discuss potential solutions.
So the first solution is personal responsibility. So basically putting it in the hands of the individual and trying to do something in reach of a common goal. So that is like the idea of educating the future generation so that they know more about their environment. So Charles Moore, founder of the Aguilita Marine Research and Education Foundation, a nonprofit organization in Long Beach, California, explains his ideal solution of shifting how we view our environmental impact. He says, quote, our only hope lies in everyone taking responsibility, buying products with minimal packaging, participating in local beach cleanups, and recycling and reusing plastic, end quote. So the pros of this solution are that it is feasible and attainable because it is your duty to make a difference. And you can't put the duty to someone else because it won't work because we can all make a difference. And then the cons is that it may be unrealistic because people might be lazy or just not think that it's their duty to make a difference. They think that you can put the blame on someone else to do it. So that's similar to the limitations. There's very minimal limitations for this because there's no economic cost for you to just go out and help a beach. Like, you don't have to pay anything to do that, just out of your goodwill. And the implications are a cleaner ocean, and you won't see as much plastic just in your everyday life, like when you go to the beach, or specifically living in California, you just see like rivers of plastic running into the ocean. So then the second solution is placing laws and bans on plastic and making the laws for like using plastic and making it more strict. So the expert group at Frank G. Wells Environmental Law Clinic at UCLA and Ocean Conservancy Organization, Surf Rider Foundation, recommended that Congress craft federal legislation banning single-use plastic products such as bags, straws, and expanded polystyrene foam food containers. So this could be enforced at a state and local level, which would make it very usable. And so the pros of this solution are a ban on plastic, which would force humans to find a alternative to plastic, which would be very good. But some of the cons is that it's very hard to switch our way of life from using just all plastic. You look around this room, you see plastic almost everywhere. So changing that would be very difficult. And that is one of the limitations of this, is it's almost impossible to find an alternative to plastic at its big use, and that we use it in everything. So an implication of this is we wouldn't be seeing plastic all over, and it's similar to the personal responsibility implications of cleaner ocean, and yeah.
So our third solution was plastic-eating bacteria. There's new research that a bacteria called Endopinella saccharis 201F6 can actually digest plastic in a relatively short comparative time. While it takes centuries for normal PET plastic to be eaten, destroyed through normal ways of plastic destruction and stuff, this only takes 4 days to start the process. It was engineered by scientists to actually be better and faster at eating the plastic, and it was done on accident when they were testing it to see if they could store it and kind of sell it. The pros to this would be it can eat through plastics in relatively short amounts of time, and doesn't really require humans to add more pollution to the atmosphere. The cons are it's hard to manufacture and store. They are not able to store it like they can the yeast bacteria. So it can't be used by someone unable to basically keep it alive. The limitations are it's still in its early stages of scientific testing, so we don't really know how it's going to be changed in the future, if it affects fish, wildlife, and even humans. And the implications would be a massive reduction in plastic waste all over the world, because this actually eats the plastic and gives you back the resources that were used to make the plastic. So in conclusion, there's no one solution that we can use to solve the problem of plastic in our ocean. We have to employ multiple solutions to combat this problem, to kind of prevent our planet from choking on the waste that we put into it. People have to be more cognizant of how they do it. The governments have to be more strict on how they allow it to be used. And companies and scientists need to find solutions to combat this growing problem.
Thank you.
Any questions? Here's our big one.
Thanks, guys.